if I had to start all over again in 2026 with everything I've seen, all the people I've supported, all the mistakes I've watched others make, this is exactly how I would open a nursery. I've seen people overcomplicate things, spend money when they didn't need to, struggle with Ofsted because of avoidable issues, and delay for months because they were scared. And I've seen people succeed quickly because they followed a simple, clear process. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I would do if I was starting from zero in 2026, what I'd focus on, what I'd avoid, and the exact steps I'll take. We're going to cover property, budgets, staffing, Ofsted curriculum, standing out, and the biggest mistakes I've seen people make over and over again. But as always, before we get into that, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open Nursery with myself, Liania, where I support people to open, run and grow successful nurseries. And after supporting so many people to open nurseries all across the UK, from complete beginners to people with years of childcare experience, I've seen clear patterns in what works and what doesn't. So today I'm sharing what I would do if I was open nursery in 2026 based on the hundreds of journeys I've watched. The first thing I'll do in 2026 is choose the right mindset, because I've seen it again and again. The people who move forward are not the ones with the most experience or the most confidence or even the most money. They're the ones who stop waiting for the perfect moment. I've seen people hold themselves back because they're waiting to feel ready, know everything, find the perfect building, have the perfect budget, or feel more confident. But the people who succeed recognize that the perfect moment doesn't exist. So the mindset I will take into 2026 is this: start early. Don't wait for confidence. Learn as you go. Take small steps each week. Accept that the journey will be messy and don't be afraid to be different. This mindset has allowed so many people to succeed, even people who started with absolutely nothing. One of the biggest challenges I've watched people face is property, but the people who succeed follow a simple strategic process. Again, if I was open nursery right now, here's how I'd find the right building. I've seen the most success come from searching across all sources: Riella, Rightmove, Zoopla, contacting local schools, approaching churches or faith organisations, looking for unused community spaces, asking councils for vacant units, contacting estate agents directly, and looking for formal nurseries or after school clubs that have closed. People who limit themselves to one website usually struggle. And the sort of buildings I would look for: good natural light, a layout that doesn't require tearing down walls, a clear open feel, hopefully one with easy parking, safe access, the potential to have outdoor space, and reasonable rent for the area. An important thing to have also is a landlord who is responsive. People often obsess over paint colours or wall fixtures, but those things are easy to change. The structure matters more. I've seen people waste thousands because they chose buildings that need major renovations, that have poor access, that rely on big planning changes, that are too expensive, or are in low demand areas. The buildings that look perfect usually aren't the ones that lead to success. It's usually the practical buildings that win. From experience, one of the smartest moves is choosing a building that needs minimal renovation. Every client that did that had a smoother, cheaper and faster journey. And after seeing people overspend or underspend in wrong areas, I can say confidently where money actually makes a difference. Based on what I've seen benefit nurseries the most, I would spend money on strong, warm staff. Then looking into your building, having a good outdoor area and safety equipment. Branding and a professional website is also key. And then your essential resources and high quality training for your staff. This is what supports your long-term success. What I wouldn't spend money on is trendy toys, huge decorative displays, overly designed rooms, or expensive boutique furniture, or unnecessary construction work. These don't usually improve your quality, they just drain budgets. Don't focus on getting your items from nursery specific websites. Check out IKEA, Facebook Marketplace, community donations, local second-hand suppliers, and upcycling. Now this is one of the most important things I would say. Nurseries succeed or fail based on their team. If I was open nursery right now, and I say this to everyone I work with, and I see this a lot, the nurseries that succeed or fail rely on this: Firstly, having a strong manager or deputy, especially if you're not going to work in the nursery. This is key. You want a manager that knows their stuff and can bring a calm feel, that's organized, communicates well, has emotional intelligence, is passionate and consistent. Don't try to get your manager on a budget. They can be the most important part of your business. And then you need to find warm level 3 practitioners, people who create a strong key person bonds and someone confident with send. I've seen send support make nurseries stand out dramatically. Some things I would avoid when hiring is hiring too early, hiring people for convenience, just hiring friends or family, and choosing qualifications over the right attitude. The best teams I've seen come from prioritizing personality and values. And how do you handle Ofsted? I've seen people completely transform their inspection experience simply by focusing on the right things early. Here's what I'll do. Firstly, understand the new framework. People who wait until the last minute panic unnecessarily. Focus on interactions. This is the biggest difference between expected and exceptional. And build a safeguarding culture, not a folder. A culture where everyone prioritizes safeguarding. Also, train staff early. Make sure it's embedded. People who train staff at the last minute struggle. And keep documentation simple. The people who pass easily have clear, organized and simple evidence. And what about building your curriculum? I've seen people try to build huge, complicated curriculum, but the ones who do well, keep it simple. Focus on communication, emotional well-being, warmth and relationships, outdoor learning, independence, high quality interactions, following children's interests and strong routines. These are the things Ofsted respond to positively. What I'd avoid is excessive paperwork, display heavy rooms, formal lessons, and trying to look good instead of being good. And when I look at the nurseries that did well this year, they didn't stand out just because of the decor or branding. They stood out because of strong customer experiences. Parents love nurseries that communicate clearly, warmly, and professionally. Clear, modern branding. Not over-designed, simple and trustworthy. Focusing on a clear, unique feature. Every successful nursery had one, whether that's focusing on inclusion, flexible care, nature-based activities, parent workshops, a STEM focus, emotional development focus, or home from home ethos. Choose yours and run with it. You also need a strong online presence. Parents always check online first, so make sure your website is clear and aligned with your branding. And you need a story and a purpose. People connect with authenticity, not corporate scripts. But these are the mistakes I see people make when opening a nursery that I hope you can avoid. Not understanding your ratios. It affects everything. Thankfully, I have a nursery ratio calculator that you can use for free, so there's no excuse here. Secondly, is rushing into the wrong building. This slows down people more than anything. Building is not something you can change easily, so try to get it right the first time to save money in the long run. Hiring too early. This can cause you to lose money as well as momentum and motivation. The majority of staff you can get after you pass your Ofsted registration visit. Or marketing too late. You can start marketing as soon as you get your building. You don't need to wait until Ofsted are giving you approval. And finally, not understanding how much to charge, their break-even point, how the funding affects this. This causes unnecessary stress and it's avoidable. So if I woke up on January the 1st, 2026 and decided to open nursery, this is the order I would follow based entirely on what I've seen work best. Research your area, see if there's demand. Then start searching for properties in the area. Draft your business plan. Plug the numbers into the finance calculator. Contact estate agents and councils. Then start building your simple brand. Begin drafting policies. Read Ofsted's new framework. Then start thinking about your room layout. Build a waiting list and learn the EY First Essentials. This is a formula that gets people moving fast. And everything I've seen, every journey, every success story, every challenge, I truly believe this. Opening a nursery is not just possible for you, it's realistic. I supported people who had no childcare experience, no business experience, no confidence, and they still open their nurseries. If they can do it, you can absolutely do it too. So if you're thinking about this journey, 2026 can be your year. And if this video has helped you, make sure you check out the one that's on the screen now. And if you want proper guidance to help you to open your nursery and finally achieve this for 2026, my course and mentorship program will help you walk through the whole journey step by step. So get in contact with me and find out how I can support you. Just click the link that's on the screen now. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.